Hello again, this is Dan, and in this video we're going to be talking about some of the best track day bikes for beginners, along with some things to consider when it's time to make that purchase. Okay, so you've decided you want to do track days long term, and now it's time to get yourself some wheels. So what I want to do for you here is give you my opinion on some good first track bikes that won't break the bank. Because really what you're looking to do on your first couple of seasons is just learn trackcraft, and a faster, more expensive bike won't necessarily help you do that. So let's rattle through some recommendations before looking at some things to consider when it comes to making that purchase. Now first up we have the 600cc Supersport bikes. Now what I'm talking about specifically here is the Yamaha R6, Suzuki GSX-R 600, Honda CBR 600RR and Kawasaki's ZX-6R. Now any one of these would be a great first step into the track day scene because they offer bags of handling ability and a good balance of power between not too much but more than enough to grow into as you gain confidence. Now what age you go for will be largely down to your budget. And what you see here is around the 2003 to 2005 range, which you can pick up for around £2,000 depending on when you're watching this. But to be honest, you can go back as far as the late 90s and early 2000s and you can still get a machine that will happily tear up the track, some of which can be had for as little as £1,000. As to which bike is better, the truth is they all offer amazing performance. Pre-2005 I might say that the R6 has a slight edge, though I am a bit biased, but to be honest, anything from the major manufacturers, any of their 600 Supersport machines will be more than enough for a new track day rider. I also just want to throw one more into this mix, and that's Triumph's Daytona 675. I didn't quite put it with the others in this group mainly because it's going to be more expensive to buy because it's newer, but it's also going to be more expensive because parts won't be as plentiful. But if you can get one for a good deal and you're happy to spend the cash, you're getting one amazing track bike. Okay, now we'll move on to some options that are a little bit outside of the norm. Now there are a couple of bikes in particular that are very popular here in the UK. They are the Suzuki SV650 and the Honda CB500. Now anyone I know that has ridden one of these bikes for any length of time has said that it's some of the most fun they've had on a bike. Yes, they may only be packing 50 to 70 brake horsepower, but if you're not worried about lacking down the straights, then these things can tear it up in the twisties. And I myself am absolutely not afraid to admit that I've been passed around the outside by a few of these riders over the years. Now these bikes have spawned their own race championships here in the UK, and the lap times they're doing at the front of those championships are crazy, all for a bike that can be had for very little money. Now the next bike I wanted to throw into this mix is the Honda CBR 600F. Almost as unsuspecting as the previous two options, this bike is also very popular among budget race championships, particularly the older steel frame versions, and once again they can be had for very little money. Now last up I wanted to throw a more rare option in there, the Aprilia RSV Mille. An often underrated bike, its firm and sharp handling made it a bit of a handful on bumpy British B roads, but as a life on the track it was perfect. Its twin engine chunked out around 130 brake horsepower, which makes it the most powerful bike here by some margin, but it's also heavier too, so to be honest, even against the newer 600s, you might find it lagging slightly. But if you're after something that's a bit different and sounds amazing, it's a great option. So what should you buy? Really it should just come down to what you like, what you can afford, and what your goals are. If you aren't so worried about power, then get something like an SV650 or CB500. It'll undoubtedly be a cheaper way of getting into track days, but you'll still have a ton of fun. But if you want a bit more power, something you can grow into as you gain more confidence, then a 600 Supersport machine will be a great balanced option. Then as I said earlier, the age of the machine you go for would largely be down to how much you want to spend. Just don't get caught in the trap of thinking that newer machinery is going to make you a better rider fundamentally, because that's absolutely not the case. In the end, while each one of these bikes will have an advantage over one another, in truth, they will all serve their purpose perfectly well. Okay, so that wraps up our look at some good first track bike options. If you've got any suggestions yourself, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you like the video, hit the button and I'll see you in the next one. And if you'd like to learn more about what it takes to become a fast and safe track rider, be sure to grab your free guide by clicking the ebook to the right or by visiting biketrackdayshub.com. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.